All right, everybody, we got an off season to get to and to go through with some big choices to be made moving forward. We also have an AHL team to follow as they are going to Game 7 in their second round matchup. So let's see if we get a heartbreaking loss right out of the gates here. Yep. Remember at the beginning of the year when I said it could be a double championship season for our two teams, and instead they both lose in the second round? Love it here. I love it here. As go figure, the Anaheim Ducks, the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, have won the Stanley Cup with the Louisville Panthers, a.k.a. Louisville, wins the Calder Cup. So shout out to Kentucky. This is the one time they'll get a shutout aside from saying hello to Smoot. New Jersey made it to the Stanley Cup Finals, only to lose to Anaheim for the second time in the finals. We've seen that result once. It happened again as Anaheim continues to get revenge on New Jersey. Buffalo and Edmonton also made the Final Four. So, from sweeping Pittsburgh to losing to the 6th seed Devils in 6. I hate it here. Damn, at least we weren't Colorado losing to 8th seed Nashville. In the AHL, the Panthers defeated the Grand Rapids Griffins via sweep as we fell in the second round with Chicago. So, oh, the joys of the playoffs. We know Anaheim's stacked. Solani, Yashin. Back-to-back Stanley Cups for the Ducks. As you see, our first 5 winners, Dallas, Detroit, Buffalo, and now Anaheim back-to-back. Colorado had won the President's Trophy. It did not matter, but the curse clearly existed. Solani wins his 3rd Art Ross Trophy in the last 5 years. He also wins his 2nd Hart Trophy in the last 4 seasons. Your Norris winner for the 3rd time in 5 seasons, Brian Leach. The Bing goes to Alexei Yashin. The Calder to Valcourt, generated dude on Tampa. Jochen Hesch won the Conn Smythe. I mean, I'm happy as a Sabres fan from back in the day. I mean, he and Teemu were absolutely cooking. So fair enough. To the 2nd greatest German player of all time. Oh no, that'd be Marco Sturm. I mean, I've always heard it back and forth between Hecht, like Anne Hecht, but Hecht and Hecht. That's one of those names that people couldn't decide. Did we go with the more Americanized way of saying it, or did we try to go with the German way of saying it? And as you can tell by my accent, we went with German. Except we didn't. Jocelyn Thibault. Finally, somebody other than Martin Brodeur won the Vezina. It was Jocelyn Thibault. Roberto Luongo won the Jennings, and it didn't mean jack shit. Masterton goes to Atlanta's Rhett Warner. Pandolfo, Calgary's head coach, wins the Jack Adams. Patrick Marleau wins his first Selke. Ted Lindsay Award to Teemu Solani for the 2nd time in 4 years, and the Rocket Richard to Teemu Solani. Finally, someone not named Yager or Bure. In the AHL, obviously we know that the Louisville Panthers have won it. They have become the 5th different team to win. Our Chicago Wolves are included. And in terms of the individual awards, Tyler Arneson scored the most points in the league. He was also league MVP. Elish Kotalik, speaking of the Sabres, scored the most goals. Matt Molson was the Rookie of the Year. Top defenseman Kevin Hatcher. Top goaltender David Abisher. MVP of the playoffs, Nicholas Hagman. So we are now 2 years removed from our Calder Cup victory. Another season in the books. Improvement, yet disappointment for us at the NHL level. So you got to look here. Tim Connolly up to a 90. Thank God we didn't trade him. Rick Nash looking great as well. Brett Hull, not so much. Spezza got better. Some big improvement for Louis Eriksson, Bieksa. And again, we do still have a very young team with a lot of prospects still in the system. K-Wings won in the next season, won 6 games. Yes. First time we are not in the draft lottery. Pretty sure that's not the first time, though, that the Carolina Hurricanes have won said lottery. So shout out to the Hurricanes for being a thorn in our side. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Retired players, there's a chance, of course, we could lose somebody. So look at the forwards. Adam Oates is gone. Rick Tocchet, amongst numerous others. Shane Corson, Wendell Clark is gone. Claude Lemieux. Not Stan Drulia. Brett Hull didn't retire, though. Nor did Al McInnes. Criminy. And Messier is going to play until age 45. Which is pretty ridiculous. Ah, Don. Going right back to St. Stephen. What a man. And in goal, Patrick Waugh. Spent 1 season in the AHL and said, fuck this. Dognat Barrasso, Rick Tabaracci, and Zach Sawchenko. One of these players is not like the other. I was hoping Patrick Waugh would become a coach. That would have been fun. We head to the drafts. Does anybody in the top want to trade their pick? Dallas at 7 is about the best we could do. Again, no real players left. If we look at our pick, it is 23rd overall. First and foremost, the goaltending situation. Fleury will have more off-season development than anything else. He is already a backup goalie. Lundqvist is still a backup goalie. I don't think we're going to be able to make our choice in terms of what happens with our goalies yet, but it's going to happen soon. Defensively, as McInnes got worse, which is fine. Again, there's no salary cap. I don't really think there's anybody to worry about having to trade or anything like that. I think our situation is just our situation. We wait to see what prospect development looks like and then make our decisions in the offseason. So let's get a look at the draft class here. Timo Hutala, Miroslav Baranka, Boris Kulikov, Oscar Lindbergh, and Jim Henley. Tony Cogliano. Waste management is there. And outside of that, can't really guarantee that it's worth trading up from the looks of it. Our scouts took a nice vacation. We'll sim to the 23rd overall pick. We'll probably look to trade it, to be honest, especially because the last 2 picks were not very good. Trainer before that was not very good. Are there any super steals? Kulikov went 7. Two teams went off the board. Kulikov fell to 7th, and Dallas wanted to trade the pick. I was a little bit patient. I might have been able to end up with Kulikov. Draft class quality itself, even though it was back up to normal, doesn't look too great. I need to at least see what potential trades could be for this pick. Oh my God, that's terrible. I might as well just keep the pick, right? I mean, well, a second and a third might have some trade value down the line, but whoever we pick here, it'll probably even out. Who can we take? That's so Thrashers of them. Let's see. Derek Merricks. It's a lot of Ricks. We don't really know much about him is the problem. Obergauer, Andy Shannon. Oh, God. Pekka Hämäläinen. Not fully scouted. 2 years out, though. For Hämäläinen, it's not too bad. Kavanaugh is 3 years out. Ty Pete is also 3 years out. Chase Blacker. Goaltender Max Vermette. 5 years out, unconfirmed post to post. 3 out of 4 confirmed medium elite for 20-year-old Francis Thorne. Also Bryson Ferentz ahead of him. David Krejci comparison. Thorne has a Jean Beliveau comparison. Well, count me as intrigued. Ooh, confirmed low elite Ron Stillman. We love ourselves a good low elite. We also currently do not have a second-round pick. I'm going to go with my gut on this one. I don't really know if we'll have the assets to trade up. Let's go for Ron Stillman out of Germany. 66 overall, low elite. No abilities, but at 18 years old, he should end up being a pretty decent player for us. Tambellini off the board. Merrick's was a medium 9. A lot of teams want to trade their picks, which scares me. Let's see what happens here. I mean, Fire Cannon, have an NBA era's just NHL version would be the dream, but not holding my breath on that one. We'll sim until Buffalo selects. See if we can trade up. But right now, this quality is not looking good. Kavanaugh, Hämäläinen, back-to-back picks for Vancouver. They did very well with Hämäläinen and Pete. And there goes Rammer. So what would it cost to get this pick that previously belonged to the Coyotes? And it looks like it would cost like a Mike Richards, so that's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. You don't trade somebody already good for someone who might, if you're lucky, be as good. So third round, hello, another low elite, Raphael Mayer. He is 20 years old, but that's pretty damn good. Looks like it's going to be Mayer. Pretty straightforward here. Well, welcome in the overager from the Kingston Frontenacs, Raphael Mayer. 65 overall, low elite at 20 years old. Not amazing, but again, we still love low elite potentials. Pretty good with that. It's not quite as exciting to not have real players to draft anymore, but what are you going to do? A couple of goalies, a couple of defensemen. Probably not much else to look at here. I swear I thought that was going to be Luke Shen, and I don't know why. All right. What do we got? Turgeon's 20 years old, 5 years out. That's not good enough. 5 years out. 4 years out for Vasilev. Unconfirmed 3 years out for Rory McCann. Unconfirmed 3 years out. All right, we have our guy. Next up, we are going for the Russian defenseman, Alexei Vasilev. A little bit off the board, and it didn't work out. That's a shame. That's a shame. Well, what else do we got here, then? Corey McCann, why not? Third low elite of the draft. 59 overall at 19 years old. He's a bit of a long shot, but with low elite, it could happen. Not bad. 2 of them are defensemen as well. We get back-to-back 6th round picks. Still got some dudes left here that we had pinned. We're going to go for Lewis Shen from the Mississauga Steelheads. It's a low 7th. Not so lucky that time. And let's go for the 18-year-old goaltender Clifford Lovejoy, who's a medium fringe. Another 6th round pick. I didn't realize we had so many. We will go for Ali Salvador. It was also bad. Obviously, we lost in the 2nd round, 6 games to New Jersey. All right, our final dude. I think it's our final pick, at least. Let's go for someone who we basically know nothing about. It's going to be one of these guys here. Not one of the top 3 because we know they're 5 years out. So it is going to be this dude here, Jeffrey Bolton. Terrible. Overall, a decent draft for us. Quite a few low elites in the mix. I don't know why it brought us to the Ducks post-draft, but it's fine. I'm pretty happy with that, given how low we were picking in the draft this year. We have a couple of coaches that are on expiring contracts, but let's take a look at our situation here. Again, Fleury still hasn't really improved. We'll figure that out soon. Hirsch, LaBarbera, Sabrin, these guys can all go for now. Defense. It's tough to say that we shouldn't keep Al McInnes. I mean, the salary cap's not a thing anymore. But we know he's still a useful player, even if he's a depth option. I'm going to try to sign him. Again, we don't have salary to worry about. Just roster spots. We can drop Mike Weaver. Can drop old Chris Kelleher. Our defense is pretty much going to remain the same, at least for now. Right wing side. Can keep Verbata. Can sign Brett Hall again to be like a healthy scratch at this point. We're keeping Hunter. We are keeping Kolnick. I'm going to keep Chris Neal as well. Matthias Feinhandel. I'll let go of you for the moment. Left wing side. Heatley's got to get qualified. Pascal Dupuis is not going anywhere, at least not yet. Matthew Darsh can go. Got to hold on to Taylor Pyatt. Danye can go as well. And then at center, got to hold on to Chris Kelly, Christopher Kalanos, Riku Hall can stick around as well. So not too much changing immediately with the team. McInnes is back, as is Hull. So now it's just the RFAs to worry about, which I'm not worried because you've seen what the offer sheet compensation looks like, I'm sure. And if you haven't, hey, let me know. It's absurd. RFAs don't really exist right now. A lot of the dudes not looking for that much money are back anyway, which is good. So, we haven't had much luck with free agents in terms of the big ones. Who's out there? That's a UFA at least, and it's not the biggest class. Goaltenders. Chris Osgood, obviously we do not need goalies whatsoever. Prospects wouldn't be the worst. Brizgalov is out there, but he's NHL caliber. Doesn't really count. What about medium fringe? Howard, Herdina. Ericsson's not that bad. Eriksson and Postma. Old Norm Postma. You know what? We might as well. See if we can get Norm Postma and Eriksson as well to get a couple of project goalies into the system. Preds legend Dan Ellis, right? Defensively, the best of the bunch. A couple of 81s. Nobody that I'm really interested in signing outside of Hal Gill. Just because I like Hal Gill. Scott Stevens is there too. But again, we got some young defensemen. Do we have any medium sixes that are worth signing? There is Lassi Kukkonen. Jonathan Girard's out there. Is that David Hale? It is David Hale. Okay, and obviously at 25, you're not going to get much better. So defensively, it would be like Kukkonen, Girard, and Hale. We might as well try to get these guys into the mix. Again, I'm allowed to offer up to $500K above asking price. Then we look at the forwards. And again, there's nobody major. I mean, Reichel's not bad, but he's 33. Sundstrom. There's some good players there, but nobody I think that really fits what we need or that is worth signing to shake up what we already have going on. How many high nines do we have? Just the one Boyd Devereaux. So out of the medium nines, Antti Mettinen, Marcel Gotch, Andy Hilbert, Lundin, Shishkinov, and a dude named Dorian Menino. I mean, Shishkinov's definitely worth signing, if we can. Lundin, not so much. Andy Hilbert, former Bruin, worth signing. Marcel Gotch as well. If I have roster spots for all these guys, I don't know if I will. And Antti Mettinen can stick around as well. So no major free agent signings for us this year, which I'm sure isn't surprising based off of what we're looking at here. Do I have space to sign all of those guys is the question. It's going to be close. Do I have anybody that I can just guarantee, like, all right, cool, you can go, that is currently under contract? I mean, Greg Zanin. Do we have anybody at forward that fits that description? Chris Neal. I'm very surprised Neal hasn't actually developed into being an NHL level talent. Malone, Dupuis. Mike Rupp. Mike Rupp can definitely go. All right, so Mike Rupp and Greg Zanin. I'd like to get rid of you two just to make sure we have roster spots for everybody. Can I get a 3rd round pick for the pair of you? No. Can I get a 4th round pick for the pair of you? No. Oh my God, really? Can I get a 5th round pick for the pair? Can I get a 4th round pick from Buffalo? Can I get a 6th round pick? How much are these picks worth? 7th? All right, well, have fun in Buffalo, boys. It just got robbed blind, but I needed the roster spot, so it's fine. In terms of coaching, we have 2 spots available. Piero Zabedel is our target above all else. We'll max out the offer for him and then worry about other coaches later on because I need a spot open anyway, so it should be fine. But we got to move heaven and earth to get Brendan Piero Zabedel. So we'll do that. And in terms of scouts, can finally get rid of these C scouts. We have 8 spots. So Tatar is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Z-Leg will be the 8th. Found the best roster spot trades or one of the guy with the draft pick. Yeah, but at the same, I mean, if I wanted to save time, yeah, I could have just done 2 guys 7th for 7th after that. But hey, we got a 7th round pick out of it. My stubbornness prevailed. But all right, so let's see. Really, any changes to this team are going to be internal changes just based off of players developing. Need to clear out the damn trade block because, of course, it changed shit on me. As it do. As it do, as it do. Piero Zabedel sign. That's huge. And we'll have all the scouts and then see who signs from the player list. Let's see what we got. What do we have? So Eriksson, Postma. Jonathan Girard, Andy Hilbert, David Hale, Miettinen, Kukkonen, Gotch, Shishkinov. I'm going to keep getting bothered with these stupid-ass trade offers. Fuck me. Didn't I delete these? I could have sworn I deleted those two, but that's fine. So we are good. Now it'll just be waiting for the RFAs to sign, signing the ones that don't. Ooh, look at that. Andrew Castles to Dallas and off to Vancouver. Schwartz and a little-known prospect by the name of Ryan Kessler to the Vancouver Canucks. I wonder if that will work out. It might. You never know. You never know, you never know. Jeff Finger took the qualifying offer, as did Barrett Jacquemin. Love ourselves some Barrett Jacquemin. That should be about it here. There it is. All right. So let's take a look at the team here and find out who's staying and who's going. Finally purchased 2K10, installed it on our PC. It's their new favorite NHL. It's an incredible, incredible game, BK. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right. In goal. Fleury went up by 3. Oh, no. If we want to get the most out of Henrik Lundqvist, he has to be the starter this year for his development. Luongo's already elite. Fleury is a starter. We can leave Fleury unsigned for another season. But we have to make a choice now between Luongo and Lundqvist, or we just choose Fleury as the guy. But we have to make a decision in regards to our goaltending. That is for sure. Defensively, Finger, Klesla, Jackman, McInnes, Brewer, Campbell, Chara. That's our defense. We'll probably have Al McInnes as a healthy scratch for the year until we see what the likes of Jeff Finger can provide. Although Gilson could also be the healthy scratch, or he could just be moved. BX is almost ready, but a season in the AHL will serve him well. Gerard's in the same spot as Gilson. So we definitely have other options. And then forwards, Connolly, Nash, Zetterberg is a top line. Oh, shit. Spezza, Verbata, Heatley. If we keep Dumont and McDonald, they got to be third liners because we're not too worried about their development anymore. Heatley, Verbata, Spezza would be the second line. We said there'd be changes. And then Malone would be on the third line with McDonald and Dumont, which would be insane. Hull could be a scratch. Fourth line, Renee Bourque is going to make the team. And then we got a lot of depth forwards. We knew some people would be going. The biggest choice, though, is what to do in goal. And just to get a brief look at the options that we have. No trades for Fleury. I'm going to guess we'd need to search these out on our own. Apparently that's what Roberto Luongo's worth right now. Shit. Morale is off. Just run Lundqvist and Fleury. Even if morale's off, though, I find that still, if it says Fleury should be a starter, if you have him as a starter instead of a backup, he will develop better. That's just been in my experience, though. Don't take that as gospel. And we got a lot to decide, huh?